Tonight, we take you behind Kenya's prison walls. And there are at least 200 children aged below 4 years who are either born in prison or are still too young to be separated from their mothers who are serving their sentence in prison. Children in prison have often been referred to as forgotten victims of crime and the invisible victims of crime and the penal code. At the Langata Women's Prison, a daycare center is offering a conducive environment for children in their early stage of development, one which shields them from the dangers of being raised solely in that environment behind bars. Dorcas Wangira now dissects the new report, Victims of the Penal Code.
The prison is no ideal place to raise a child.
Hakuna kitu pain kama hiyo, kijua mtoto wako wakati ndatoka hapa atakuwa amenijua na hizo nguo. Amejua mamadams green.
It takes a society to take care of a child. Well, it takes children to raise a society. You lose it on children, you lose the whole world.
Mary Wangari Munyi, age 22, is serving a 3-year sentence at the Langata Women Maximum Security Prison in Nairobi for attempted murder. It is a painful subject that she doesn't want to revisit. On the 14th of February, Valentine's Day this year, she delivered her first child, a daughter.
Actually, mimi sikujua niko mjamzito, nilijulia huko akiwa 10 weeks. Wakanisaidia kujikubali kwa sababu nilikuwa nimejikataa. Tulikuwa first time yangu kuja prison. Sikujua prison kuna kaji, mateso yako. Nilifikiri ni mateso tu.
While Langata Women's Prison can have even up to 50 children in prison, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the facility is receiving less mothers with children. Currently, there are 24 in this facility. The Prisons Act Cap 90 provides that children of both gender stay with their mother up until they attain the age of 4 years.
It's from 0 to 6 years. It's when the child is molded. Then the child is supposed to gain or to know good and bad. So when these children, they come when they are of age, like 4 years and above, these children will tend to learn some behaviors which are not good to their upbringing.
Expectant mothers in the prison are exempt from work, and even after childbirth, mothers have time with their children till they are 1 year old and can join daycare. Here, the prisoners with children stay in separate wards from the other prisoners, but this is still a setup where children are deprived.
They see everybody is a auntie, everybody is a uncle or daddy. They don't have sense of belonging. So maybe when the mother and another inmates are having some conflicts, that child will start developing some behavior that it's good to quarrel, it's good to be violent.
For example, we went to Langata. All the children were clinging to men, and they were calling the men daddy. So I was wondering whether they understand what this daddy means. They look kind of scared.
The child will grow knowing this is the home. They don't know any other home.
They are kind of militarized. Squat when they are being counted, they will say Afande. They will march and try to salute.
There are 43 female penal institutions in Kenya. For each female inmate, the government budgets 215 shillings a day and 410 shillings a day for the children. According to Omundi, there were up to 600 children in prison before the pandemic. There are at least 200 children currently.
Even if it is one child, that is still a child, not a number. They need to be taken care of.
For children who are either born in prison or are too young to be separated from their mothers at the time of their sentencing, and they find themselves inside these prison walls, the sentence is not theirs. However, what is important is providing an environment that is conducive and provides a solid building block for their early childhood development. Children old enough to go to school attend ECD classes just like other regular children. They are placed in playgroups and attend classes with children of prison staff. The prison has 12 welfare officers. Sergeant Ansieta is one and is also a child counselor. But it's the daycare outside the prison facility that offers the most near normal experience for the toddlers. The daycare was set up in 2013 in the facility in partnership with the Faraja Foundation. Previously, the mothers did not have a designated room to spend time with their children. The Kenya Prison Service provided the land and labor and is in charge of the maintenance. It would cost between 2 million to 4 million shillings to build a facility of this kind in other prisons. The children come here from 8 a.m. and will spend the rest of the day here before they go back to their mothers in the evening. The standard setup allows the children to play, have their meals and later nap in a spacious environment.
In Kakamega, we did a small one by government. In Meru, equally, we have one.
According to a new study by the Africa Early Childhood Network on the status of childcare services in women's prisons in Kenya, with Langata as the focus, there are a total of 43 female penal institutions in the country. Only about 10 are well facilitated with daycare centers, representing slightly less than a quarter of all facilities. This means over 75% of the facilities need support. The report recommended that the Langata model needs to be replicated in other facilities in the country.
4 years is too big. Yeah. So the age really should be reduced to something like 2 years. A child doesn't understand gender, male and female. Now, a female institution has everybody as a woman. The caregivers are women. The mothers are women. Now, when a baby boy is born, I think there might be a shock. Even the baby boy might find it's not like all the other people from the way it's dressing. That could be a challenge.
Likewise, more non-custodial sentences.
Mothers, if it's not a serious offense, they can be given provisional sentences.
When dusk sets in, the children embrace another part of their routine. Soon they will have outgrown their time at this facility. For Mary, if the provision of 4 years remains as the statutory age for children in prison, she will still have a child with her when her 3-year sentence is fully served. She spells out her hope in these blunt sentences.
Saying the truth, life here is very hard, raising a child under this ground. Just avoid crime. My hope is when she's of age, she won't recall anything about prison.
Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV, Nairobi.